Yeah. What up? Welcome to another episode of Herm Radio, man. We're at episode 26, listening to some vibes to kind of get the night started off, man. But tonight we got a really dope rapper, man. He's more than a rapper. Let me not call him a rapper, right? He's an artist. He's got a lot of acoustic influences, trap influences. He really has his own take on music, man. Tonight we got Hearteyez in the building. What up, Hearteyez?
Yo, yo, how's it
Hey,
going?
hey, I'm doing well, man. I can hear myself through the thing right now. Can you turn that down?
Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
Is it better now?
Yeah, I can't hear it right now.
All
Yeah,
right,
man. How's
perfect.
everything? How you feeling?
Everything's great, man. It's a wonderful night to be alive, and 2020 has been a weird year, but
Yeah,
I think can only go up from here. So,
yeah, I agree. I mean, God willing. It's
God
about
willing, yeah,
it's how you look at it, right? Only
exactly.
up from there. So the way that we do on Herm Radio, we like to get like right into the music, kind of introduce you through the music. So what's the first song that you want to hear?
The first song I want to hear
Yeah.
is the song called "Truth Hurts." It's on off my most recent project. It's called "Nothing Special." Made it in 2 days with DJ Lost at Time Machine, and I'm really proud of it. It's only 5 songs, and this is the shortest song on there. It's only a minute and 17 seconds,
All
but
right. Word.
I'm real proud of it. It samples Kings of Convenience. The beats by Haruhi, who's one of my favorite producers off of YouTube, and so it's short, but it kind of sums up the whole thing that I'm doing with this project, with this
All
Hard
right.
Eyes music
So let's
project.
get right into it. Let's listen to this track and let's come back and talk about what we hear. So it's Truth Hurts by Hard Eyes. Herm Radio. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Baby, yeah, yeah. I was in the back of the club, fucked up. I reach out to you, then I show no love. Truth hurts like a knife to the brain, but these days I'm just used to the pain. I was in the background, you were in the spotlight, and I saw the look in your eyes, something's not right. But I couldn't save you, I can't even save me. Angel on your shoulder, telling you to chase me, but I'm going nowhere, I'm going there fast. Stuck inside a moment I can't make last. Said a lot of shit that I can't take back. I'ma brush it off cause I can't face facts. I was in the back of the club, fucked up. I reach out to you, then I show no love. Truth hurts like a knife to the brain, but these days I'm just used to the pain.
Through the alleyways to cool off in the shadows, then into the street, following the water. There's a bearded man paddling in his canoe.
Yeah, man. So tell us about that track that we just heard. That was short, but a lot happened, man. That was like a lot of range in that track. Tell us about that. You got us muted.
My bad. All
Yeah.
right. So that was um so I have a weird thing where I really don't, unless it's to put in a feature or put in another verse from someone else, I really don't like to extend the beat. And I love that beat, but it was like really short. So I was like, I couldn't do a full length chorus. So I just kind of did like this very short chorus that was like, I was in the back of the club, fucked up. I reach out to you and I show no love. Truth hurts like a knife to the brain. These days I'm just used to the pain. Like it's like a half chorus, and so it's like a half chorus at the start, half chorus at the end, and then a full verse in the middle. And when I heard the beat and I wrote that in like 5 minutes. Like it just made sense to me. And
Yeah.
um I don't know. That's like whenever someone's like, "Hey, like let me hear your music." Like I play that because it's just like it's right to the point, and it's got all the essential parts of a Hard Eye song. It's got the 808s, it's got the the guitar loop. Plus, I absolutely love Kings of Convenience, and they've been one of my favorite bands since
That's the
college.
sample.
Yeah,
Okay, I got you. I got you. Yo, so let me ask you, man. Who? So we had your buddy Nate at Night on yesterday.
hell yeah.
Real dope
Nate.
artist, real dope individual, right? And some of the tracks that he played, I think it was the first two tracks, was you and him, and we kind of got a feel for you as an artist and all that type of stuff. So go ahead and let us know in your own words, like who are you? Who is Hearteyez? What's the story behind Hearteyez as an artist?
Well, Hearteyez as an artist comes from, first of all, I'm Mike. Um, Mike and Mike Gibalario. I'm from Rhode Island, from Barrington. Um, I'm 27. I've been making music since, um, well, really, I've been playing guitar and stuff like that since I was like in seventh grade. But I started like making beats on my phone in Vermont in 2011. So it's like,
On your phone.
yeah, this phone app called iMachine,
I'm
and
machine. Yep.
iMachine is a great way to learn. If you don't make beats and you want to learn to make beats, just get that app and spend time with it, play around with it, and like it really it teaches you everything. Like if you're not when you're learning, you can't afford to really be super picky with your sounds. Like you just have to learn how to do the structure of a beat and sort of get a feel for your taste. So I learned I learned on iMachine in 2011, and I never really put it down. I've been making beats on and off. I've leveled up at various points along the way, but like last year working with producing for other artists has led me to want to use my own voice, and so there was like a long time where I wanted to use my own voice but I didn't really feel like I had very much to say, and
Yeah.
then I sort of figured out what I
This is
wanted
it.
to
That's a
say.
common. I speak to a lot of artists, a lot of real dope artists, but it seems like that's a common thing where it's like people feel like, oh, is it really? Should I even? Is it really even that special? What I got to say, or like my voice, or all that type of stuff. But it's like these be some of the dopest artists that be telling me this. So that's
Yeah,
interesting, man.
you have to find the value in it for yourself before you can really push it to anyone else to say that it has value. You know what I mean? Like, I was worried, like, because all the beats, like just the choices of beats that I'd be choosing to work on, I was didn't want people saying I'm like a copycat or like copying Lil Peep or GBC or any of that stuff. But at a certain point, it's like, fuck it, you know. If people want to hate and say you're a copycat, then they're not really listening to the details, because
Yeah,
like I'm not copying anyone. I'm definitely doing my own thing. I just kind of got a taste for I got inspired and got a taste for what sort of thing I wanted to do from listening to all that stuff, all that SoundCloud era rap.
you know what's interesting, man, is like when people hear something that they can't exactly put their finger on, or they can't necessarily like they don't comprehend it completely. They jump to the first thing that they can understand, and they try to say, okay, that's something that I can relate that to, so my brain can like kind of deal with that. You know what I mean? It's literally
Yeah,
they're not on that like they're not able to actually like absorb, and analyze what they're actually experiencing. So they like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like don't even take that
yeah,
as a insult. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, I get what you mean, and I feel like people get caught up like when someone when a lot of people. I don't want to tell anyone how to listen to music because it's totally their own thing and it's up to them. But there's a lot of people who, when they hear an artist, they try to like categorize them right away and like say, oh, you're this genre, you're that, and there's a certain like on a certain level that makes sense, but on another level, like you're missing the forest for the trees, because it's not really about genre. Like art is not about what you're similar to or any of that. It's like what the art is trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I agree with that. Yo, let's get into some more music, man. What you want to hear next?
Um, so on your last interview, you heard "Cute," and that's "Cute" is the most successful, most popular Hearteyez song apparently. So you already heard that one. So I'm gonna play you the second most popular one so far that people like the most. It's called "Yeah, It's True," and it's recorded with DJ Lost, and I'm
Uh,
very proud of that one.
where can I find that?
That one's should be right on the SoundCloud page.
Oh, see.
Um, so if you go to the out, it's in my spotlight, I have my album No Man's Land. It's the first track on there. Um,
Oh, damn.
but
Yeah, it was hidden. I got you. I got
yeah, it's my first track on the album, and uh, very very proud of this one. It's produced by Surreal. There's another YouTube. Oh, Surreal and JK, who are both
Hard
YouTube
eyes.
producers that I really respect, and I'm planning on making a lot more stuff with their beats because
you. All
they're
right,
really
shout out to
really
them.
good.
Most definitely.
Hell yeah,
So let's get right into it.
awesome.
Hard eyes. Yeah, it's true. Herm Radio.
Baby. Yeah. Yeah. I don't blink 'cause I might miss you. I don't blink 'cause I might miss you. I know you're trying to catch a glimpse too. I got racks on me, but they can't buy love. And that look in your eyes like you came from above. Yeah, it's true. Without you, I wouldn't never seen the world like I do. Yeah, it's true. Without you, I wouldn't never seen the world like I do. I got blessings that surround me. I always feel astounding until I wake up and realize you're not around me. I'm trying to be a diamond, but the pressure is compounding. I might lose it all and end up right back where you found me. I'll request forgiveness when I don't really deserve it. Echoes of the silence, I can't even scratch the surface. And my heart is beating, it don't even have a purpose. Like why'd I need a guiding light to make me not feel worth? Don't blink, 'cause I might miss you. I know you're trying to catch a glimpse too. I got racks on me, but they can't buy love. And that look in your eyes like you came from above. Yeah, it's true. Without you, I wouldn't never seen the world like I do. Yeah, it's true. Without you, I wouldn't never seen the world like I do. And I found a new perspective, I found a new direction. Life is such a dragon lately, everything's a mess. But I can catch a glimpse of you and I can feel electric. I can coincide a blissful vibe with my depression. No one used to care, no one listened at all. Now the whole team with it, 'cause the vision evolved. It's the same old story, but I'm losing the plot. I lost my cool, so I have to take my shot in the dark. I don't blink, 'cause I might miss you. I know you're trying to catch a glimpse too. I got racks on me, but they can't buy love. And that look in your eyes like you came from above. Yeah, it's true. Without you, I wouldn't never seen the world like I do. Yeah, it's true. Without you, I wouldn't never seen the world like I do.
Real nice vibe, Heart, man. Yo, tell us more about I wanna know like what is your influences, man, because I definitely hear like a lot of acoustic kind of influences possibly from the 90s, 2000s, you know what I'm saying? Like the way that you flip it into kind of like a hip hop thing is pretty interesting. So like am I right on that? Like what are your influences?
Yeah, I'd say I mean, like coming up as a kid, favorite favorite band was like Green Day and Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance and all that stuff, and I still really enjoy that stuff and go back to that songwriting. So that's probably like I just like guitar centric music. Like if it's kind of focused on guitar and it's from the 90s, it's a good chance I probably know it and like it a lot already. But this Hard Eyes music and this form of creation is definitely very inspired by like um, Lil Peep, Wiccaface, Springs Eternal, Horsehead, Lil Tracy, um, all these artists that sort of came up in this SoundCloud era of music, and I really, um, I just it kind of was like worlds colliding because it's all this guitar centric stuff that I grew up on being sampled with all these new sort of the 808 hip hop style of beats that I spent a long time learning and getting to perfect my taste for as my time as a producer.
So when you started hearing like this kind of music with the you know what I mean, like the taking this kind of acoustic guitar samples and mixing it with those trap 808s, like were you ever like, did you think of that before, or like did that like take you aback, or were you like, yo, this is exactly what I've been waiting for, this is my style of music, you know what I mean? Because it was
Well, I
it's not something that like really was a thing too many years
yeah
ago, you know what I mean?
yeah I mean I'll say I wasn't like I didn't by no means was part of like the first wave of this, but I was around listening to like that first wave of people kind of like really flipping guitar loops with heavy 808s and making like these really awesome trap beats. Like I remember listening to Fox Wedding and Journal and a lot of these producers who sort of like like I don't know who truly started this wave, but like that's the, like 5 or 6 years ago, I was already tuning into it, and I wasn't ready to like sort of go all out on that style yet. I mean, I eventually did. Like a lot of my beat tapes are just guitar 808 beats a lot of the time, and I really am inspired by artists like Fishnark and Yawns and other producers who make their own guitar loops and then put heavy 808s and trap drums on them. But it was a long time. I spent a long time just as a listener because, like, I felt like I already had my own lane and I didn't want to go that. I didn't want to be a copycat or sort of be stealing anyone else's sauce. But eventually, you got to just make what you like to listen to. And if
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
to listen to changes, then you got to allow what you make to change as well.
Yeah, like some people say, like, oh, I don't like listening to my own music, but it's like, why? You know, you got to make something that you would want to listen to. Almost like, oh, that doesn't even necessarily. Not that it doesn't sound like me, but it's like that's like, wow, I did that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And a lot of people because they want their artist name to mean something, right? They want like when you hear their artist name, they want like a certain style to come to mind or something. But you have to like what you make. You can't be afraid to change it all up at the drop of a hat, because if your tastes change, like your output has to change too, because otherwise you end up in that situation where you just keep going down a certain lane because you think that's what you're already doing and you have to keep doing it. But in reality, none of it doesn't really matter like that. And people respect artists more if they take risks and just kind of are out of the box and
Or
like,
just in
yeah,
life too.
yeah,
People
yeah,
respect
and not
people.
even just artists.
It's very true, man. Yo, let's get into the next. Let's get into the next joint.
All right, hell yeah. So for the next joint, I'm thinking I want to go back in time a little bit, and I want to show you. If you go to the Diamond Cutter page
Diamond
that
cutter.
I mentioned before, there's
So what's diamond
it,
cutter?
the Diamond Cutter is my my real start in taking music seriously, and it's with one of my very close friends, Justin Boland, super talented producer, produces under the name J Ball, Jaybol. Find him at J Ball Music on SoundCloud. So we got our start making stuff for Team Supreme and entering Team Supreme beat ciphers together. Shout out Team Supreme. They're a super inspiring group of artists who I first caught wind of in 2013, and I've been paying attention since then to everything that all their whole roster puts out. A lot of super talented artists like Great Dane and King Henry and Dot and Penthouse and Goodnight Cody. So we actually have gotten on a few of their ciphers, and there's one that I was always particularly proud of, and it's from 5 years ago, and it's Team Supreme Volume 118. The beat is called Vibrations. It's on that. If you go to tracks on the Diamond Cutter page and scroll down, it's there, and I'm very proud of this beat. And
yeah, most definitely, because you got it in the rotation on there, right?
yeah, and it was Daedalus who was the curator.
Oh,
Daedalus
what?
is another art. Yeah, so Daedalus picked our beat, and I was just like over the moon about it.
Yeah, you should be, man.
Yeah, the sample was really weird. It was about books and like going to the library or something. It was like a very goofy sample, but
what's it called?
we were able to. So the beat's called Vibrations, or it says Vibrations, and in parentheses it says TS Volume 118.
Okay.
Or if you go Diamond Cutter / Vibrations is the URL for the beat. But
I don't want to have to type it, man. I'm scrolling. Yeah, I found it.
Okay, perfect. So I got a lot of stuff.
Nah, that's a good thing. That's all right. That's what you want. Productivity. All right, let's get into it, and then let's come back. Let's talk more about it.
All right, awesome.
So, Vibrations by Diamond Cutter, Herm Radio. Please, no commercial. Nah, it's a commercial.
Costa Rica has.
All right, it's a commercial about Costa Rica. You still there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm still here.
All right, tell it. Nah, it's all good, man. We got hit with a commercial, so we gotta wait like 15 seconds.
I gotta get SoundCloud Pro on that page again. My bad.
Yeah, me too, man. So this is Team Supreme. This is for the Team Supreme weekly beat cipher, curated by Daedalus, and they chose this beat to be on that cipher.
Yes, they did.
I got you. All
Still
right.
super proud. Shout out Justin.
All right, let's get right into it, man. Vibrations.
Vibrations. Vibrations. Vibrations. Vibrations.
Yeah, that went hard, man. That went hard. So I have a few questions. What do you? Hold on, let me stop this next one. What do you use to make beats? What did you? How did you produce that beat that we just heard?
So now I use Ableton, but back then it was all Logic. I was making everything in Logic back then. I've gone through just about every software at this point. I think it's a lot of fun to get yourself out of your comfort zone by trying to learn something new. So I've done Fruity Loops, I've done Logic, GarageBand, Machine software, and Ableton's Ableton's definitely my favorite, but that was all in Logic.
In your ideal setup, what is your beat making processes from scratch? Like how you go about making a beat? What program you use, all that?
So right now, what I like to do is I like to start with a guitar loop, and then what I use one of these things, Ableton Push. Um, got it like a couple years ago, maybe early 2017. I got it, and um, now 20. I got it in 2016, but I've been using that ever since, and I like to get either a guitar loop from YouTube or from Splice. Sometimes I'll try to record my own. I don't do that as much as I'd like, but um, then I just basically just play the guitar loop over and over, do hi-hats for it, kick and snare, then add the 808, then atmospheric effects, and then start trying to arrange a song or arrange a beat out of it. But um, process has definitely changed and evolved over the years. Like back then, it was more about the drums than anything. The drums and the bass were the most important part to me back then. Now it's kind of the more like I try to focus on the mid range and the high end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo, so for that Ableton Push, do you use that? Do you like do the drums manually, like MIDI, or do you
Yeah.
and like when you're chopping up these acoustic samples and stuff like that, like is there an advantage in Ableton instead of like FL Studio or Logic or something like that?
Well, I mean, you can do everything in all of these softwares, but for me, Ableton is just really fast. And when something's fast, it allows you to sort of like not get caught up in the technical side of it, and you can kind of sort of get after it pretty quickly and accomplish what you're trying to do. Like, um, without like sometimes if it takes too long to chop the sample up, you'll forget like what you were really going for in the first place
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. So I try to always work in Ableton nowadays because it's really fast and um like it's very easy to chop something up. Like
Yeah, it is.
if you have a sample that's already like on tempo, you can just you don't have to go make all the chops individually. You can just have it cut the whole thing up for you, and the way
Oh,
it cuts
really?
it up, yeah, it cuts it up perfect too. Like where it's like one like
So better than FL Studio? Because FL Studio, I'm still like chopping everything individually.
so it may be the same as FL, but I
Okay.
might just have not like I haven't found that workflow in FL. Like I FL out of all these softwares, FL is probably the one I've spent the least amount of time in, but I've still made like more than 30 beats in FL. I just have never really chopped samples like that. Or like
Yeah.
I have chopped samples, but I've made when I chop samples in FL, I go and I cut each I cut each chop individually pretty
Exactly,
much.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. If you could bypass that in Ableton, I gotta check out Ableton. But yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, you skip right past that and just like take a 16 bar loop and then just click a button and that 16 bar loop is spread across 16 pads for you and all the cuts are perfect, like
Yo, we gotta sit
exactly what
down
you
on
would want.
some beat making stuff, man. I want to see a beat making process at some point, man. But yo,
Absolutely. I'd love to
um,
do that.
moving on, man. I want to get back to the music with the vocals because the vocals are really dope, man.
Awesome.
So like I want to hear another track. Maybe what's a dope solo track you got that we could keep it
So
moving?
we can play my latest track. My latest track is my first single from my new album coming out called Going Nowhere, and it's called Midas Medusa, and it's the most recent song on my page.
Okay, so this
So
is an album you got coming out soon.
yeah, I've got an album coming out, and um, gonna have Nate on there. Gonna have my friend Henry,
They
who makes music under the name Savage Nature. I'm gonna have my friend Gabe, who makes music under the name Trabs Boy. Um, gonna have a bunch of people on there, but this is the first single. This is a love song, and um, it's produced by Young Bleach, another YouTube producer that I really like. And um, yeah, I'm super proud of this one. And I had the idea. It took me a long time to record this one. I had it bouncing around in my head for a while, and finally got the chance to record it. And I was just loved how it came out. Shout out DJ Lost.
All right, let's get right into it, man. So this is Hard Eyes with Midas Medusa, Herm Radio.
It,
Yeah,
Lost, mix me up, mix me up.
hard eyes, baby. Midas Medusa, Midas Medusa. Midas Medusa, look me in the eyes, I turn to gold. Now our feet are in the sand, remember walking through the snow. And I've wanted this so long, it's really hard to take my time. This is love and it's forever, and you'll never change my mind. Hard eyes, hair long, I got a flow and it's a vibe. And the world is going crazy, maybe we should stay inside. I like cruising around the city when I've got you in my whip. And we keep on getting closer, now I'm closer to the edge. I can't stop these feelings, better luck stopping the wind. I just go and shoot my shot now, even though my odds are slim. I lose everything again, and you just tell me that you're numb. And your beauty has me blinded like I'm staring at the sun. Midas Medusa, look me in the eyes, I turn to gold. Now our feet are in the sand, remember walking through the snow. And I wanted this so long, it's really hard to take my time. This is love and it's forever, and you'll never change my mind. No, you'll never change my mind. I want you to stay the night. Close the door, leave me behind. I'll keep waiting for a sign on my phone or in the sky. Fell for you, I lost my mind, and I think you're mythological. I can't believe you're mine. Midas Medusa, look me in the eyes, I turn to gold. Now our feet are in the sand, remember walking through the snow. And I wanted this so long, it's really hard to take my time. This is love and it's forever, and you'll never change my mind. This is love and it's forever, and you'll never change my mind.
Yeah, Hard. Tell me about that concept, man. Midas Medusa. So that's an interesting combination of mythological characters, if you want to call it that.
yeah, I saw. So it was originally. I don't know if it was the Far Side or if it was just like a cartoon that was in the art style of the Far Side, but I just it was like so the two inspirations. That song kind of came to me all at once because I had just heard that beat and I really liked it, and then I listened to this song called Love Gang by Cold Heart and Horsehead, and I was like, I really wanted to make a song like that that had that type of vibe. And this song didn't really land on the same vibe, but it still, like, it was sort of rooted in that sort of like, I wanted to make like kind of like a warm, emotional song. And then I saw this meme, or it's not even a meme, it was like a cartoon, and it was said like Midas and Medusa, a very brief affair, and it showed like Midas, like like Midas at Medusa's front door, and like Medusa had turned Midas into stone, and uh, Midas had turned Medusa into gold. So they were just like,
Sounds like she got the better of that day, man.
yeah, pretty
No?
much. But they were just frozen, staring at each other, and I
Oh,
sort of
she's
like,
frozen because she's a metal. I got
yeah,
you. Okay,
yeah, she's turned to gold, he's turned to stone, so
I
they're
got
both
you.
just like stuck, and they're like looking each other right in the eyes, and I just kind of I liked that a lot because it's sort of both those names alone have like epic mythological legendary stories attached to them, and then but just from it's like I don't know, I felt like it was a story you could tell with two words, and it's like two people who are just like stuck on each other, you know, and that's kind of what that meant to me.
It reminds
And
me of like a yin yang too.
yeah, and um that's why I felt like I or just the idea of once I saw that comic, it just like the concept of Midas Medusa, look me in the eyes, I'll turn to gold. It's like because Medusa turns people to stone, but like if someone's turning you to gold, like that's a really positive, good thing, and that's what being in love or having feelings for someone can feel like sometimes. It just feels like you just get turned to gold as soon as they look at you.
Yeah, no doubt. But then also it can be like it could be polar opposite feelings at the same time. So it's like
Absolutely.
she's gold, but she's also can't move. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So that's interesting. That's interesting, man. So that's so this is off a
It's off
project
of
you got
Going
coming
Nowhere.
out. So what? Tell
Yeah,
us
it's
more
called.
about this project you got coming out.
So I've got a lot more to record for this, but a lot I've got a lot of the songs written. I've got all the beats chosen, and it's really I just need to make the time to finish it. But it's gonna be 18 songs. It's gonna have a lot of my friends on there. It's gonna be a lot of songs with Nate, a lot of songs with my friend Gabe, a lot of songs with my friend Dave, who raps under the name Young Three, and it's a lot of the same producers that I've worked with before. It's a lot of surreal, a lot of um, Haruhi, a lot of Matt Last, Matt Last beats on there.
Matt Last be going there.
Yeah, he's crazy good. It's
Is he
like this.
local?
No, he's 16 and he's from Russia. I'm pretty
Oh
sure.
damn.
So I I've had a hard time talking to him. I've reached out a couple times and sort of I think we keep misunderstanding each other a little bit, but support him super heavy and think that he's incredibly talented.
Yeah,
Probably one of my
nah.
favorite.
I know the name and I know the name attached to the beats. I hear it dope.
Yeah, and I think like he's in my top five as far as these YouTube beat makers go, and
Yeah.
like I'm very thankful for his work ethic because every day I go on YouTube, he's probably got a new beat for me to try out and see if I get inspired by. So
Yeah.
I super thankful.
What kind of music did you listen to as a kid growing up?
So as a kid growing up, it was a lot of like my parents listened to the radio, so I was like singing along to Three Doors Down and whatever else was on there. But once I got to middle school and I was sort of picking my own stuff, I was super heavy into Green Day and Fall Out Boy. Um, then, like, by the time I was in high school, my favorite band was this band called Johnny Foreigner. They're this like British um, band. I don't want to call them pop punk. They're a bit weirder than that, but like I love their music, and shout out my my old friend Tim Wolf for showing me that stuff, and um, a lot of Taking Back Sunday, a lot of soundtracks. I really liked a band called Built to Spill. Went through a ska phase too. Loved ska
Yeah.
music for a while.
Is that like the Mighty Mighty Boss Stones?
Yep.
The
That
Mighty
all
Boss.
stuff like that.
Did
But
it, all that stuff.
yeah, the
21
impression.
saxophones, all that stuff.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Kind of got into that stuff from the Digimon soundtrack, weirdly enough, but that was my first exposure to that whole sound, and I just was obsessed with it right away.
Yeah, they was on a whole lot of soundtracks, man. That was like the biggest style of music for a little bit. They had what, Jumbo Wumba? Wumba Jumba?
Yeah, I was right on that wave.
Yeah, man. No,
I was all about it.
that was big. That was the Drake of his time, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Drake.
Yeah, no doubt, man. All right, let's keep it moving, man. Let's hit another song.
Okay, let's see. So another song I got for you is so off of my Nothing Special EP, my 5-track EP, the last song comes right after Truth Hurts is called I Do This Forever. This one is not over a guitar loop. It's just a really awesome beat that I found, and I had this old song called Sci-Fi with my friend Dave Young3. This old song called Sci-Fi never came out. We never did anything with it, and it was over a beat by Haruhi, and I just took my verse from that, and then I redid it, and I just tried to put a lot more energy into it to make something that was just a bit more intense. I felt like the rest of this 5-track EP was like pretty sad. I didn't want to end it on a sad note. I wanted to end it on like a pretty intense note. So that's where I Do This Forever came from.
All right, so let's get into it. So it's called I Do This Forever by Hearteyez. Herm Radio. Let's go. I lied, yo. Tell me something, man. Like, tell me something else about this track.
Something else about this track?
Yeah.
So this was like my this was one of my first times like just trying to be very intense. This was like sort of choosing a new lane for Hearteyez and trying to make Hearteyez more versatile. And there's a lot more of this on my new project, this lane. And I'd say I'm inspired by Craig Zen. I'm inspired by Ghostmane.
No doubt.
And it doesn't even necessarily sound like them, but like that's sort of where what I was listening to at the time and where that energy comes from, kind of.
All right, so let's get into it. So it's called I Do This Forever, Hearteyez. Herm Radio.
Surreal.
Beverlo got that sauce. I'm trying to right my wrongs, trying to write a song while I light a bong, live my life alone, got it going on, ayy, I'ma go to work, I'ma go berserk, I'ma sow the seeds from the leaves, and I put them in the earth, then I skirt, back to doing dirt, life a bitch, and she dangerous, but with her I might flirt, used to be a twerp, never put in work, now I'm always grinding, and this shit it has some perks, never popping perks, but I'm still sipping, it's the worst, certain roads you shouldn't go down, let me tell you about it first. That shit is a curse, the type to make you miss out on your blessing. Now it's just regrets and all the fucking time that you spent stressing. And I got the answer, tell me what's the question. Show me where your heart is and I will possess it. And I'm sorry if you didn't get the message. Hearteyez is really flexing. And I stay applying pressure, turning up forever, dropping ice, cold inferno, hurricanes in any fucking weather.
Yeah, hard. That was kind of a turn from some of the other joints we heard. Kind of a different style, man. I definitely was messing with it. Definitely went hard.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. There's a couple more on my new project that are coming with that energy instead, and um I'm looking forward to seeing how people like those ones. That one's definitely the most popular off the new project, so I think people liked that me kind of go in a different direction a little bit. So more of that, and then more new directions too are coming up.
So when is your next project coming out?
Um, Hopefully, I'm hoping that I can get it all done by the end of the month. That's my goal. I don't know if I'll meet that goal, but um, I this whole quarantine thing is kind of fucking me up as far as getting my features and getting people into the studio with me to do their parts, because a lot of people haven't wanted to take the risk to go to the studio or do anything like that. But I know I'm gonna get all my parts done by the end of the month, and then I might just be waiting on features for a little bit. But once I get all the features in, I'm gonna drop it. It's gonna be free on SoundCloud, like always. This is also gonna be my last project that's like this. My last project that's like on free YouTube beats. After this, I'm gonna make a project called Offline, and I'm gonna use all my own beats, and it's gonna be entirely self-produced, and that one's gonna be going up on like Apple Music and Spotify and stuff like that.
Okay. That sounds interesting. We'll definitely be checking for that as well. Yo.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Let's play him one last track. Come back, let them know where to find all your music at, and we out from there, man. But what's the next track you want to hear?
Okay, so for the
last
next
track.
one,
This will be the last track. So
right,
something like to leave everybody with, man.
I want to leave everyone with my song. It's called Light Year, and it's produced by Met Last. And I was super proud of this song for a very long time. There's a long stretch of time where this was my favorite song that I had made, and I just put it out 2 months ago. I was sitting on it for a while before then. It was just like really heartfelt and kind of has a lot of lines that I've borrowed from older stuff that I'd written, but I kind of had to take it and put it in a new context for new situations that life threw at me. And this is a very sad song to me, but I love the beat. Shout out Met Last, and shout out all my friends who show me mad love on this track. So this one's for you guys. Love you.
Where do I find it at?
So that one is going to be on the same SoundCloud that had Midas Medusa, but it's on the project called No Man's Land, my first album, and it's right after Soul, and it's right before. Yep, that's the one.
I got you. So let's get right into it. So this is called Light Year by Hearteyez, produced by Met Last.
a sentence. You were in my dream, it was a nightmare. You didn't say a word to me, but you were right there. Holding on to what's gone, that's quite clear. How far is a light year? Yeah. Oh, just look me in the eyes, let's talk about it.
Yeah, Hearteyez, I agree with you, man. That's a really, really powerful song, man. Real dope song, man. I enjoyed that one for certain, bro. One of my favorites.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out Nate at Night. We were gonna make a music video for that stuff, and looking forward to finally getting to do that once normal life resumes a little bit more. But
Yeah, God
we're
willing, man, soon.
yeah, very soon I think. So yeah, that song is it was came from definitely a place of sadness, but also sort of hope for the future and a little bit of positivity in there as well. And positivity might be a bit more subtle and understated, but it was the whole song kind of just comes from the word light year, because it's about a girl that I hadn't seen in about a year. So it's like a year. How far is a light year? Is kind of like saying like it's this. A light year is this crazy, unfathomable amount of distance, but I was kind of comparing that to a light year of not speaking. So that's where that comes from, and um, yeah, just that I've gotten a lot of really positive feedback about that song in particular. So
Yeah,
that one,
absolutely. The kind of like the choir sounds that may last, like kind of set the tone or like set the vibe with, and then the
yeah,
melodies you chose, like the cadences and melodies that you chose, like it's just a perfect. It's definitely a perfect marriage of lyrics and music. Like the song, like that's definitely something I'm going back to personally. I'm gonna listen to, and it's definitely like I know you would like that you was just trying to like get something off your chest, but like those be the most beautiful or the most amazing songs because it's like you sit and you listen to it and it's like wow, this is a real piece of art, like how everything comes together, and this person is like he's not doing it to try to like make anybody think he's cool or anything. Like it's like wow, like this is just a really cool song that like captures an emotion. So yeah, like that song. I like the other song we didn't play before that too, Soul. But like that one that I just heard just now, yeah, man, that was a very powerful song. Definitely reviving with that joint.
yeah.
Absolutely, man.
I appreciate it, yo, and I think that yeah, I try not to ever try to seem cool because that always just comes off corny, and like you have to make like we were saying before, you have to make stuff that you like, and you have to make stuff for yourself. Like sometimes like music is therapy, so like I'd be talking to myself in that song and many others. So
Yeah,
that like people, when you do it like that, when you really just like speak honestly to yourself through the music, like people can tell, people can hear that, and they fuck with that, I think.
yeah, and it don't matter. People from all different walks of life, because we're all human beings. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when somebody speaks their story, it's not just people that is like necessarily live through that exact same experience. It'd be people from all different walks of life that's like, yo, I love that he's speaking his truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
hell yeah.
I'm definitely so yeah, man. Yo, we're gonna wrap it up. I appreciate
All right,
you. I appreciate you coming through, man. I'm definitely gonna be
thank you.
checking for the upcoming release. Definitely, please send it to me. Um,
I
I'm,
absolutely
I'm gonna
will.
be playing these tracks in like just the regular radio rotation that we're gonna have. Like when we have everybody's
Uh,
tracks, we're just gonna throw that in there. Just have it playing all the time, man. And man, you gotta
thank
come through again, man. All that type of stuff, bro.
Thank you so much, man, and thanks so much for the opportunity. And right before we sign off, I just want to say shout out Nate at Night. Shout out Savage Nature, Trabs Boy, Young 3. Shout out all my friends, everyone who supports me. I love everyone, and love making music and doing this shit. So it's a blast. Thank you.
Most definitely.
Thank you.
Yo, great connecting with you, man. And we'll talk soon, bro. Yo, one love, all right?
Take care, man.
All
Thanks
right.
so much.
Talk
Peace.
soon, one. Yeah, man, another dope episode, bro. I'll catch y'all tomorrow, man. And we out.